Hello, this is Ariella Carmel, and I'm at KPMG and Calcalist's Work After Work event in Tel Aviv. I'm joined by Yair Snir, managing partner at Dell Technologies Capital. Thank you for joining me, Yair.
Thank you for having me. It's a great pleasure.
So, can you start off by telling me a little bit about your role at Dell Technologies?
Sure. So I'm a managing partner with Dell Technologies Capital, or DTC, which is effectively Michael Dell's VC. It's a tier one Bay Area VC headquartered in the Bay Area, offices with also branches in Boston and Tel Aviv. We're an early stage investor. We're leading typically seed and A rounds, where we would work very closely with the team to help making the company a successful one. Purely financially driven, that's pretty much our play.
And are there any particular fields or sectors that you're focused on?
So we're trying to stick as much as we can to our core competence, which be around the enterprise and B2B world, from the underlying infra up to the SaaS running on top of it and everything that's in between.
Interesting. Now, we're currently in the midst of a somewhat complicated economic moment. Do you have any thoughts to offer in terms of your analysis of the situation moving forward?
So it's becoming quite clear that we're still in the realization era of kind of getting out of COVID. Obviously, COVID is way behind us, but still if kind of we're recovering from the post-COVID situation. And with that in mind, kind of it's clear that we're in a global macroeconomic downturn, but at the same time, there seems to be kind of acknowledgement that's where we are. It's not going to disappear anytime soon, and that's what we need to deal with. And that applies both for the investor perspective and the founder's perspective.
And are there any particular signs of optimism that you're noticing in terms of coming out of this situation, or you think we're still well in the midst?
I think that the optimism resides with being more pragmatic, i.e., people are more realistic as to the business metrics they need to achieve, building healthy companies, healthy businesses. And with that in mind, it's clear that for every company, there's no room for blinking. You need to have a very crisp, precise product market fit and go-to-market approach that would enable you to sell to customers. And customers today are very lean and mean with their expenses and budgets. So you need to be very laser focused and make sure that you're addressing a real pain, a significant pain that customers would be paying for despite the downturn and the challenging macroeconomic situation.
So there's a real challenge right now in terms of less startups are being founded in Israel specifically, but across the market. Do you have any thoughts in terms of why this is impacting Israel in particular and how to move forward in that regard?
I think that we're a part of the global tech ecosystem, okay? And obviously, when it's raining all over the world, it's also raining here, okay? Put aside things that are special for us, but generally speaking, this is kind of an unfortunate world trend, which should have happened, right? That's the nature of business. You have the ups and downs of the macroeconomic environment. It's our challenge to keep in mind that we need to continue kind of quote-unquote justifying our role and play the product that's called the Israeli tech ecosystem. And we need to think carefully kind of in terms of 2023, what's the new product that we're bringing to the market?
And do you have any advice for early stage startups in particular in terms of moving forward from the perspective of an investor?
So ideally, we're looking of combination for companies or founders that on one side are trying to solve a real painful problem, but at the same time are lean and efficient about their budget. So today, it's no longer about creating revenues and growing the business, but it's also kind of having the mindset how you also do it efficiently in a way that would justify a healthy unit economics as the company evolves and scales to a much larger business.
See. Okay, well, on that note, we're going to have to close the conversation, but thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure.